Hello, welcome to 1111 Oracle. So nice to have you here with me today. I'm really excited. We're going to take a look and see, first of all, are you a star seed? Do you originally come from somewhere outside of Earth, another star system? If you're not familiar with the star systems and the star seeds and all of that, I recommend you take a look at the term star seed. But I'm assuming that most of you, if you are here, is because you already know and you're curious to confirm what you feel deep within you. Now, keep in mind that what might come up as your choice or choices may or may not be in line with your origin, okay? It could be, that another star system or star, wants to come up for whatever reason. Maybe you spent more lifetimes in that star system than you did your place of quote unquote origin. Also though, keep in mind that in the spirit world, timelines are not linear, so what your origin is might be a little bit more complicated to understand. So that's why I say, are you a starseed to begin with, and what might your lineage be? Okay, so that could be, you are from a place, but you spent more lifetimes in another place. You just feel more of a connection to a place. And it could very well be your origin. But either way, we're going to take a look at what your strongest starseed connection is in this video. So I don't have any choices as far as, crystals, to choose from today. Instead, just go ahead and take a look at the timestamps in the description. I have 14 choices. Okay, 14 choices. Feel free to choose one or any number of choices that you'd like to get a better picture of who you are. And here we go. So if you chose number 1, okay, then you are from Arcturus, or you have spent a significant amount of time in Arcturus, and your lineage, your starseed family would like to make themselves known. So let's take a look and see what your Arcturian family has to tell you as a message. I'm going to shuffle the cards here. I'm going to pull out one card. So their message to you is to loosen your grip. Okay, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. So is there something, an addictive pattern that you're holding on to? It doesn't necessarily have to be an actual substance. It could be an addictive, pattern of thinking or habit that you keep repeating, a certain behavior perhaps that's difficult to get rid of. So your starseed family is asking you to try to loosen your grip. And how do you do this on your own? Let God in, or let a higher power in, or source, or universe, or however you prefer to phrase it. Through meditations and prayers, just allow that energy to flow through you and ask for help in moving past whatever it is that's keeping you anchored in this sort of devil, Saturnian, toxic kind of addictive patterning or behavior. All right, your Arcturian starseed family is coming in here with a heavy message of wanting you to heal your wounds and your burdens, and they are coming in to, I see them surrounding you when you sleep with beautiful healing energy. So you may wake up more refreshed, and if you feel better in the morning, it might have to do with the fact that your Arcturian family is surrounding you with love and light. Number 2. So number 2, you have Polarian. So Polarian, you might want to take a look at the star system of Polaris. You are a Polarian starseed, and let's take a look at what message your family has to say to you. So what starseed message is coming through for you? We have 3 messages. Okay. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. That's really interesting because Polarian, Polaris, North Pole, right? So we have that. And then that's a little confirmation of your Starseed lineage and connection to the Polarians. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. Ooh. Okay, maybe whether other people like it or not, you being you, you embracing who you are authentically is going to allow a lot of doors to open around you. You are basically going, you are a portal, I'm hearing for a lot of you. You have a very heightened sort of connection with spirit, a channel, if you will, and you may have, you know, certain communications with spirit that the average person wouldn't have. So embrace this. This portal is going to help you to just channel through your authenticity, your voice, your self-expression, and to really step into who you are. Lots of doors of opportunity are opening for you once you embrace yourself. And the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, pure gifts. You are someone, you are a very rare soul with some very interesting, interesting heightened gifts here, talents, psychic abilities. And so, keep in mind that your difference, as much as it gives you grief in certain 3D situations in your life where other people just don't understand. Hello. That was a mistake, but hello. And, the sooner you embrace your beautiful gifts, the more you will be coming into contact with who you are authentically, your psychic gifts, your creative gifts, your artistic gifts. You're very gifted in general, this group. You're a portal. Doors are opening for you. You're different. That's okay. It's okay to be different. Don't shy away from who you are, because if you do, those doors will not be open to you. So you want those doors to be open, and the only way for them to be open is for you to embrace who you are. Sounds cliche, but there it is. All right. All right, number 3. Number 3, where are my Andromedans at? Jump in, Andromedan energy, adventures, AS exchange. You guys like to go with the flow. You guys like to travel, maybe. There's something very spirited and kind of wholesome about this energy, I feel. All right, let's take a look at what your Andromedan Starseed family has to say to you. What is their message? Okay, got a couple of cards here. Child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. So don't forget, don't be so caught up on the idea of starseed origins and everything like that. And you say, yeah, I'm an Andromedan. You're not just an Andromedan. This message is particularly important for this group. You are so many things. You have been to so many places, not just other star systems, but other realms, like the Fae realm, maybe, in the angelic realm. Take what resonates with you. You know, maybe you are a mermaid or something like that, or a merman. You have whale and orca elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Okay, so you certainly might have been an aquatic being in Andromeda or another star system, not necessarily on Andromeda. You are a very powerful being. This one just wants to dive already. It's like, no, I don't want to stand still. I just want to swim. And that might be your energy. You're just like constantly wanting to move around and change your pace and go on adventures. And you don't like to remain stagnant. There's something about the way your life has maybe the beginnings or certain aspects of your life where you feel kind of fixated in one place. All of that is going to change as soon as you understand that you don't have to find your place. If you're going on an adventure, if you're going on a quest, don't embark on this journey just to find yourself and to find your place, because you don't need to go anywhere to find yourself. You are exactly where you need to be. Within yourself are all of the answers that you keep. Just a quick download here. Some of you may be attracted to dragons. If so, you have dragon spirit guides around you. You were a dragon in a past lifetime in spirit form. So, take what resonates there. You may also be drawn to whales. Yeah, child of the cosmos, you've been everywhere. So even though you have a significant lineage and tie to Andromeda, don't wave off the fact that you are very connected to more than one place. So you might want to go on a little self-discovery there, but also know that you hold all of the answers within you. Okay, we have number 4 with Venusian, surrender to the sweetness of Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Okay, so Venusian, you are a Venusian starseed from Venus. So let's take a look and see what your Venusian starseed family has to say to you. Interesting. Okay, whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Okay, so you are someone who is very deep. You may have a beautiful voice. This may be a very specific message about getting in touch with your artistic abilities, your singing, you channel spirit and a very high frequency coming from your Venusian star system lineage through your voice. Your voice has certain light codes within it that are very, very powerful and soothing. To hear you is a gift. If you don't sing, then maybe just the tonality of your voice. You need to raise your voice. Maybe you need to step up and share something out loud to others. But there's something definitely with your voice or music, even maybe listening to music is very soothing and calming and peaceful to you. Could be playing an instrument as well. So when it comes to sound, something related to sound is very healing, and for you and for others. You need to share your art, your sound, your music with others. This is going to create a lot of in-depth healing and transformation in the people and animals and plants around you. You definitely are an aquatic being. You may want to take a look and see what sort of aquatic beings you resonate the most to, whether those be more animal or humanoid. Just do a little exploration there, but that's a really interesting message for you specifically to share, something to do with sound, music, song, voice. All right. Okay. And this is number 5. We have Orion, karmic relationships. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if these words resonate with you: Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. You may be going through a certain situation where you having to resolve certain conflicts in your day-to-day. Let's take a look and see more specifically what message we have for you. Okay, this card fell out immediately. I didn't even have to shuffle. It just picked up the deck, and then this card fell on its own. So the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. You are possibly from the golden ray. You might want to take a look at that if you're into that kind of concept. Your frequency may resonate very, very highly. It may be considered to some a genius. The way you think is exceptionally remarkable. You have some remarkably heightened intuitive gifts such as telepathy, clairaudience, clairsentience. I'm hearing you have all the clairs, and you are very, very gifted, and you are very, very psychic. So your Orion Starseed family is coming through to remind you to connect with your telepathic gifts, to speak with them. All Orion Starseeds, or many Orion Starseeds, are so Orions are very organized. Okay, they basically, when they send their troops, so to speak, to Earth, their children to Earth, they say, we want to make sure that we equip you with a communication device so that you can talk to us anytime. Isn't that super thoughtful and practical? So while you are here, you have this gift of telepathy where you can communicate with your starseed family, and your starseed family is encouraging you to communicate with them. You might want to listen to my video on clairaudience to get a better understanding of the way clairaudience works. It doesn't necessarily mean you're hearing something physical. A lot of times it could be a certain thought pops into your head that seems like it's coming from a good place, whether it be advice, constructive, or encouraging words, and they don't really seem to coincide with your other thoughts. This could be a download from spirit and from your starseed family, giving you, some piece of wisdom and communication. You can talk to them out loud, or in written, or in writing, or in your mind. It doesn't really matter. They will answer you through all kinds of ways, through movies, through books, through signs, through words that other people speak, and through your mind as well. So pay attention to the random thoughts that feel like they come from a good place. Okay, those thoughts that pop into your mind. You are very, very gifted, and your Orion Starseed family would like to remind you of how gifted you are. Number 6. Hadarian. Now, I am not familiar with this energy so much, so I'm a little disorganized here because I should have looked this up, but it's the one star system that I'm not too familiar with. But you are a Hadarian starseed. Okay. Okay, also called Beta Centauri. So you're from the star system of Beta Centauri, otherwise known as Hadar, Hadarians, Hadar, Hadar. Okay, so you might want to look that up and do your own research to get a little bit more information on what the Hadarian starseeds are all about. What I recommend is that you meditate first. Get your own downloads first before you're influenced by other people's ideas, and then take what resonates from others' ideas, and take everything, of course, with a grain of salt. All right, let's take a look at what your messages from your Hadarian starseed family is. Okay, couple of messages here. Number 1, you are not alone. So you may have been feeling quite alone these days. You may feel like, isolation, you're needing physical connection and community, and you don't feel it. So imagine this is you at the bottom, and the starseed connection, family member or friend is there at the top. You feel like there's no one around you. Now, the bottom, the top is arbitrary, of course. It's just more symbolic than anything. Of course, I don't really know exactly where physically they would be, but, you are connected. That's your starseed family. Look at the electricity coming out of her, out of the fingertips here. So you're very, very connected to your starseed family. They would like to come in and to remind you that even though you feel different and you don't feel like you belong, you are not alone, and you have a lot of like-minded souls around you. It's just that you can't always see them. That is the frustrating part. Now, you are a portal, and you have a portal available. You have a direct line to spirit. I almost see you in a spaceship. It's like, I used to imagine this when I was a kid, so I almost feel like, it's almost like, have you ever seen The Matrix? It's almost like you're in your body, but in spirit form. You're on a spaceship somewhere, and you're sleeping with, like, tubes in your head and stuff, and this whole thing is a simulation. I mean, take what resonates with 3D reality is still reality, of course. It's just a different reality. But it's almost like you're somewhere else sleeping, and your starseed family are literally around you, taking care of you, making sure your vitals are okay and all of that. Kind of a whole image that I see in my head. So if that resonates, you know, you might want to take a look and see a little bit more detail about, you know, Hadar and all of that. But I want to also draw your attention to this image in the middle where we have a bunch of different faces in one. It's almost like your starseed family, they live within you. It's like they share your body somehow. It's like when you feel like you can't function, they kind of step in to help you out. So they'll have this constant access and connection to you. So you truly, truly are not alone. It's just that from your perspective, you can't see them physically, but their spirit, you know, their essence is always truly very, very entrenched and connected to your own being. So that's a beautiful message there. All right. Okay. And we got to hello, number 7. All right, number 7. Pleiadian. All right. Okay, so you have this group of starseeds around you. The Pleiadians are apparently, they have different faces. Some say that they're kind of like these sort of artistic, playful, lovey-dovey beings, but there are other schools of thoughts that say the Pleiadians were the observers of the other star systems. So take what resonates, kind of like the scientists, kind of, or the anthropologists taking notes of how other star system communities work, and they would observe and offer suggestions on how to improve different communities and take notes for themselves as well. But take what resonates. Let's see what your Pleiadian star family has to tell you today. Okay, a couple of messages for you. You have Hiereth, which says longing for home, homesick for the stars. So they definitely feel this longing from you, this desire to want to connect with your starseed family. They're kind of coming through and they're saying, oh, silly, don't worry. We are here. You are not alone. You are always here and you're always welcome back home. Of course, in your dreams. Right now, you still have to carry out your mission on this 3D plane. But they're also longing for you. So it's a two-way street. And perspective, they're reminding you that none of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. Maybe there's something where you are feeling overworked, tired, or overwhelmed, or stressed out about something. There's something that's bothering you, something that's egging you on, and your starseed family is coming in as a sort of a plea to say, hold your horses, take a step back, breathe. None of this matters at the end of the day. You know, think of it this way. All of these problems that you are experiencing on this blue planet, when you zoom out, look how tiny that planet is. Floating, you are living on a rock floating in outer space, and we don't know how big outer space is. So put that in perspective. Your problems are not as important as you think they are, as harsh as that may sound. You will get through it. You'll figure it out. It's not as big of a deal as you think it is. Your Pleiadian starseeds are reminding you to play, to relax, and just be a more backseat participant of some of the more worrying, nitty-gritty details that you experience in your day-to-day, that not all of those details are as important as you think they are. They're encouraging you to take a step back and breathe. All right. We have number 8 here. Number 8. Hello, number 8. Okay, my Syrians. Sirius. Don't bristle Sirius. No, just joking. So you guys, you are the Syrians. You have a very deep connection to your Sirius. Starseed Lineage and family. Let's see what they have to say for you. What messages do they have for you? Okay. Let's see here. You have earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Okay. So there's a very specific message for you from Sirius to spend time in nature. Sirians, I know there are all kinds of different magnificent, beautiful, mystical beings in Sirius. A lot of Sirians are very artistic beings. Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. So that's beautiful. They're asking you, your Sirian Starseed family is asking you to slow it down, enjoy, spend time in nature, relaxing. You see this, there you are relaxing in nature with this beautiful scene behind you. So if you have something like that nearby and you could go outside, be great to do. There are the birds calling you in the background. They're like, come out and play. If you can't go outside for whatever reason, maybe weather conditions are not favorable at this time, you can, make sure that maybe you get some plants and you surround yourself with plants and you enjoy their company and their energy, and just allow the natural elements of your home, crystals, plants, etc., to infuse you with reinvigorated Zen-like energy. And then you have star family, right? So your starseed family, the Sirians, they're reminding you that when you do feel overwhelmed and stressed, to call in support, from them, to ask them out loud, written. They said they don't care how you call in support, as long as it means something to you. They don't care whether you meditate or pray. They don't care whether you meditate at all, and maybe you want to do like more of a walking or a playing meditation. There's all kinds of different ways to connect with spirit. They just want you to connect and call in the support that you need. All right, call in their healing energy, call in their loving, compassionate energy. They're there for you if you need them. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I'm losing count here. Okay, hello. I think we're at number 9, right? Yeah, this is number 9 for sure. Okay, so number 9 is interesting. What I'm getting for you, and I'm going to post a video about this in a moment. If this is the only card you chose, what I have instead of a starseed tie that you have, this is a reminder that you are a blue ray being, or a crystal child, or an indigo, or a rainbow, or whatever other color combination you want to choose. You are a star child. And now what your focus should be on is to discover why this star child energy is so important in your life. And how it kind of describes who you are, or how you connect to that energy. This is not to say that you're not a starseed being, but the focus is more so on discovery of your star child energy here. And you are not necessarily a starseed being. If you're a star child, you can be from the Fey realm. You can be from the angelic realm and be an indigo or a crystal or something like that. So frequency and starseed origin are not necessarily the same. So your invitation there is to explore that part of yourself. Let's see what other messages might want to come through here. So we have a couple of things for you. Okay. We have a new earth. All right. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. All right. So you're definitely a light worker, and you're here to bring beautiful changes to earth. Baby steps, though. Don't get so ahead of yourself in your mission if things are not going as fast as you would like. Remember that it's all about the journey, not the destination. I know that saying can be annoying sometimes when you just want to get somewhere, when you just want to see something through, but here's the message: action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. So your message here is to trust yourself, trust your instincts, follow your intuition, and don't worry so much about having everything be perfect and not being fast enough to meet a certain deadline within your own personal goal set. Everything will take the time that it needs in order to happen. All right, I'm being reminded here of divine timing when it comes to this group. Yes, you have a beautiful mission on Earth, and you are a light worker, and you're going to bring about beautiful changes here, but everything in its rightful time. Divine timing. All right. Okay, hello group 10. Mintaka. I love this card so much. I myself am a Mintakan starseed. So hey, Mintakans, you are, Mintaka is a star in the Orion's belt, and you are there consequently as well in Orion. The Mintakans, from what I understand, had a planet of crystal clear waters. It was pretty much all covered in water, where you have all kinds of, mermen and mermaids and aquatic beautiful beings that existed in this space. But apparently the planet was destroyed with the Orion Wars, which dispersed the star seeds in different places, the Mintakans in particular. So you are someone who might feel a little at odds with other star seeds because you don't really have a home to go back to in spirit world, and consequently you try to create beauty wherever you go, and certainly making your home feel very homey and cozy and beautiful, your actual space. We're talking about interior decor here. This is really important because what you're doing is you're trying to recreate what it felt like to be home. So let's take a look at some of the messages coming through for you. Okay, from your Mintakan starseed family. Interesting. So there are not too many messages actually that want to come through from this group. Your Mintakan Starseed family, interestingly enough, are saying that you don't need to listen to me right now. They're saying that you have all the answers. You do connect very strongly with your Starseed family. All you have to do is just use that beautiful imagination of yours and see, weigh it out with your logic and reasoning and see what, feels right and what doesn't feel right. Use your discernment, of course, and that takes a little bit of practice, but they're saying that everything all the answers are within you. There's just a little reminder here that you are connected to either dragon energy, whale energy, or just in general, share whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So you're being asked to, it's interesting because this card has come up for a few different star seeds. You are being asked to share something of a message or a song. Your voice is powerful. Your Starseed family is saying something about the way you communicate, and some of your Starseed family is saying that some of you are very vocal and some of you are not so vocal. Maybe even some of you are more even nonverbal for the most part. But there's something in the way that you communicate that is very beautiful. Something in the way you express yourself through sound or music, perhaps. And then that's your Starseed family is just encouraging you to connect with them, to really connect with the answers that you have within you, and to share something of your voice, sound, song, music with others. Beautiful. All right. 11. My favorite number. Okay, we have, how perfect is this? Inner Earth. So, this is an interesting one. This might, divide us into two pools here. Some people believe that inner Earth is there are certain star seeds that come from inside the core of the Earth. I don't really know where I fall along the lines of those beliefs, but whenever I see inner Earth, for me, it always makes me think of the Fae and the elementals. So the elementals wanted to come through to say that, if you are in this group, in this category, group 11, you're not necessarily a star seed. You may or you may not be. And if you are, you certainly have almost a larger connection and attachment to the Fae. Now, you could be a Fae from a fairy being, like an elf, a gnome, a nixie, a pixie, or whatever you have it. You could be one of those beings from another star system as well, but you're being encouraged now from your fairy guides to step into your fairy power, your fairy energy, and you have a lot of beautiful guides that surround you. They're also giving you a little reminder to check out some of my fairy videos on YouTube. I'm going to have a new one coming up, so if you are interested in finding out which elemental being you are you more of an elf? Are you more of a fairy? Which form did you prefer in spirit form for the most part? And do you generally prefer to express in spirit? You can check out that video. That one is going to be coming up very shortly. So you can check that one out. And let's take a look at what messages your elemental guides want to share with you. Okay. Two messages here. So there's a couple of things, some healing that needs to take place, or that's already in effect. So cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So you might have been feeling very low. You might have even hit rock bottom recently, and your fairy guides are there to remind you that, of course, number one, you are not alone. They're going to help you through these difficulties. They're also reminding you to water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. They're asking you to take care of yourself during this time. Maybe your life has come to a certain standstill for a reason, and you're wondering, why aren't things progressing as they should? Your fairy guides are reminding you that this has all happened because you need to take a step back and nurture yourself and take care of yourself. This is very, very important in order to rejuvenate your energy and then to move forward with love and compassion towards yourself and others. Okay, so there's that little reminder for you there. Not to fret, but just to make sure that you take care of yourself. All right. We have 12. Martian. All right. You're the traditional alien, right? When we think of aliens, Martians. So you are a Martian. You are a starseed from Mars. You are a starseed from Mars, which is very cool. So let's take a look at what your Martian starseed family has to tell you. Okay, you have lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Ooh, all right. Okay, and then double mission. Lightworker starseed, serve the world by being you. Okay, let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. You're being asked to cut the cords with toxic people, toxic situations, toxic behaviors, toxic mentalities. You're being asked to let go of that so you can come into alignment with you. And when you can come into alignment with you, then you can truly move forward and lift that veil to see the beyond. Okay, those cords, those attachments, it's almost like imagine that you have all of these this rope around you, and it's tied to the ground, and you can't really move forward because you're being tied down. So you need to cut those cords literally so you can get up and you can walk towards your destination, right? Get on up and walk towards your destination. So you yeah, you have to basically do a sort of a purge, a cleansing within yourself, whether that's literally or just spiritually, metaphysically speaking. You need to let go of what does not serve you. This is a very heavy reminder to serve yourself, or rather serve others by serving yourself first, in letting go what doesn't touch you, what you don't need anymore. Lightworker, Starseed, let me read that again. Serve the world by being you. Be you. Let go of what isn't you. You know, maybe people have thrown certain personalities or attachments or ideas or labels onto you. Let all of that go, because frankly, it's not doing you any favor spiritually, in your growth, in your personal growth. But letting it go, you're going to be able to move forward and really express your true value of who you are. You're going to really feel connected to yourself very strongly when you let go of those cords and those attachments. Okay. Number 13. So number 13, you guys, very interesting story here. So what I'm getting with number 13 is that you guys are not necessarily originally star seeds. You may be an earth soul. Now, if that doesn't resonate, don't shoot the messenger. I mean, that's just my interpretation. I could be wrong, of course, if you feel very strongly that you are a star seed. What I'm getting is you might have started off on earth and then you ventured out and you did the opposite. You went and you explored different star systems, and now you're back for another lifetime on earth. So that could be your story there. That being said, you have an amalgamation of different spirit guides around you. Some are star seeds, some are earth souls, ascended masters. You have different types of guides around you, angelic. So you are more of a hodgepodge of different influences, which in fact makes you more multifaceted and unique. I would say that this is a positive thing, that you've had this experience on Earth and in other star systems. It gives you a better understanding and perspective than maybe a lot of starseeds have. Instead of feeling ungrounded and confused and longing for home like a lot of other starseeds, you feel very comfortable with the earth perhaps. You feel a connection to where you are, but you also feel like a connection to the starseed realm. Just remember too, I want to say that wherever you feel that you are, you know, being a starseed is not better than being an earth soul. By all means, no, absolutely. It would be very arrogant to think so. And foolish, because earth souls have a lot to teach starseeds in terms of wisdom. Don't forget that starseeds come here to earth to learn things that they don't already know, that they can learn from earth souls. You know, you can have an earth soul that is older and more spiritually inclined and wise than a starseed. You know, you can have a starseed that is much younger and not as wise. It's not better, it just seems exciting to us, right? To be from somewhere else. But what I'm getting for the most part from you guys is you're very wise old souls, and you have had experiences as a starseed in different star systems, but you're more like a traveler and a philosopher, just gathering different ideas and bringing your wisdom to different places. Almost like, if you think of in the medieval times, like a troubadour, where you go and you sing your song and you bring the news and you bring your tales of other towns and other cities to the different places that you visit. Okay, so you're very valuable to starseeds in general. Starseeds speak to you. Now let's see what it's interesting, because what I'm getting is that your starseed connections want to come through and they want to bring some important messages to you. So let's see. You have very interesting messages that want to come through. You have longing for home, homesick for the stars. So, you know, there is this longing to be home. So you might feel like home is, even though you might be originally from Earth, you might feel like home is not Earth. And that's totally fine. I mean, you can be from somewhere but identify more with another place or another culture, you know, for whatever reason. Activated Earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. What I'm getting is a lot of you are druids in a past lifetime, or shamans, medicine men and women. So this group, what I'm getting for a lot of you is to, I'm going to put a video on, you know, the wise ones in general and what kind of, you know, basically, were you witch or you shaman, what kind of earthly spiritual connection you resonate with. And that video is going to come out shortly, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm also getting a message saying, I'm sorry. So it's a little blurred, but I'll read it. Defenselessness, writing past wrongs, uprooting. So it's almost like you've come to Earth to share a lot of the wisdom that you've gathered from other star systems, and you've gone through, it's like you're a mediator trying to help lost souls to figure out their place. And a lot of the lost souls around you, you might attract a lot of paranormal activity. You know, don't think that because you're originally an earth soul that you're, oh, I'm not as spiritual or psychic. Not true at all. You're intensely psychic, even more so than a lot of the other starseed groups, in fact. So you are here to activate portals, right? You're here to connect with different ley lines. That's why I say you might have been a druid. You might find an interesting connection with, you know, different stone circles, and, you know, different things like that around the world. You might have a connection to dragons. You might want to look that up. Your spirit guides are there encouraging you. They're saying that you're a teacher, you're a wise man, you're a wise woman. You've had a difficult, challenging path. They're apologizing in part for the difficulties that you had to go through with the I'm sorry, but they're also there to remind you that it's because of these difficulties that you are now here to help lost souls cross over. So because you've had experience from all over, you come here as like you are basically an ascended master to a certain degree on Earth right now. Don't let that get to your head. Always remember, you should know this is an Earth soul to keep both feet planted firmly on the ground, right? Because arrogance is not going to do anybody any good. But that being said, you are basically one activation away, or, you know, a few different life lessons away from stepping into your role as an ascended master. So you have a very interesting path. You have an interesting path. You're going to go back to your star system families, and you'll be visiting a lot more other exciting places as well. But yeah, very, very, very interesting, powerful group here, and thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your dynamic and your different kind of energies. All right, 14. So you guys are the Lyrans. All right, you guys are the Lyrans, this group. And let's take a look at what your Lyran Starseed family has to share with you today. Okay, all right. So, very sweet messages. Fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposites. Extremes of life. Okay. All right, so, you know, pay attention to those words and see what resonates for you. You have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study higher learning. Okay. And you also have trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So, let me put that here. Your Lyran family, quite beautiful messages coming through, and they're so sweet. They're asking you to relax. They're reminding you, they're encouraging you to reconnect with that inner child that you have within yourself. You don't always have to be the strong one all the time. When you can find a little bit of alone time, just allow yourself to use that beautiful imagination that you have and imagine your Lyran Starseed family around you. If you can imagine them around you, they are in fact around you. Your imagination and your intuition are very linked, and if it resonates with you that they're around you, then they certainly are. Imagine them holding you. Imagine yourself falling into their arms like as if you were a baby. They're reminding you that you came to Earth to learn, and that although you would love to continue being in your paradise from whence you came, from where you came on. Anyway, you are being reminded that you couldn't stay. It's almost like the idea is like you were in kindergarten and you couldn't stay in kindergarten forever. Kindergarten is fun. You're playing with Play-Doh. You're having games and all kinds of things all day long. You get nap time and all that kind of stuff. And eventually, as a starseed, you said, okay, I think it's time for me to go to Earth to learn some of those important but difficult lessons that I need in order to grow into the beautifully wise spiritual being that I am deep inside and that I am becoming. So this is not a punishment, everything that's happening to you. This is something that you chose. This is something that your Lyran Starseed family advised you on as well. It was sort of like a consultation, you guys all working together to figure out the best path for you on Earth. And you guys all kind of settled and agreed on certain, your certain destiny or your certain, life path, your path. Trust the timing. They're also reminding you that things in the 3D go a lot slower than in your paradise, Lyran land, right? So you need to remember that things happen when they are meant to happen. That before you can move all the way out there, far, far, you have to be here first. And before you can be here, you have to be there. So there is a little bit of a progression that you have to go through, a natural order of things, that if that order is disrupted in any way, it could affect the outcome. So trust the timing. Everything is happening as it should. And in the meantime, as you wait on your journey, remember to allow your Starseed family to hold you, to show you love, and to be there to comfort you when you need them the most. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting with you in another video.